What is it with shows that were once niche and hungry and passionate about creating a story that fans would adore for years to come? Then the second they become mainstream, the quality just starts falling off a cliff, especially the season finales, because I swear, it's like the ending is where modern TV goes to die. And yeah, obviously not every show has terrible season finales. There are still great finales out there, 100%. But lately it feels like the trend is getting worse and worse. And I'm not talking about, oh, I didn't like this one little decision that they had in the finale. I mean that specific kind of bad where the credits roll and you just sit there like, wait, that's what we've been waiting for years? And before we even get into examples like You's ending, Stranger Things, Dexter season 8, let's talk about what makes a finale actually suck, because it's not always nothing happened. Sometimes a finale sucks because it tries to do everything at once, and it tries to wrap up 8 storylines, give 10 characters their moment, and then set up a spinoff. You know, we always love a good spinoff, right?
Right.
And what you end up with is not a story, it's a checklist. Like the writers are just speed running their show, and we see this over and over again. The biggest problem is modern TV is built on hype more than the payoff. Every season is marketed like an event. Every season is, this is going to be the craziest season yet. And the finale is always sold like it's going to change your absolute life. Like that's all marketing is nowadays.
Adam Sandler, Tiff, standing ovation, schwap!
But then the finale shows up and it's either safe and sanitized, so nobody either gets mad, everybody's happy, oh, nobody died, what a Mickey Mouse Disneyland ending, right? We all love those. And either way, it feels like they're more worried about the reaction than the writing itself, which is crazy because the reaction is literally based on the writing. So if you can get the writing right, the reaction takes care of itself. And I think one of the real reasons this keeps happening is because once a show becomes a cash machine, the incentives, change, because early seasons feel like the creators are starving. They really want to get their show off the freaking ground. Like they have something to prove. Like every episode matters because they might not get another season. So they swing hard. They throw everything that they have in the first season. They take risks and the show actually has energy to it. But once it gets huge and they get the bag, you know what I mean? It's not just a story anymore. It's a brand and it's also merchandise. And now it's about how do we keep this going so we can make more money, and not how do we end this perfectly for the fans. And this is where Stranger Things is basically the poster child for the hype machine finale, because they turned that show into an absolute Fortnite event, if I'm being real. You're telling me all those kids just destroyed the Mind Flayer like that with guns and fire? But before season 5, every single season felt like absolute cinema. I just don't know where they went wrong. It's just kind of insane. Like the finale was forced to be the biggest thing ever, and that's where the writing got sacrificed, because it's easier to write explosions than it is to write consequences. That's why they killed nobody off. That's why it was a Mickey Mouse Disneyland ending. And then we have You season 5. So when I first watched You season 5, brother, it actually started off really good. Underrated opinion, but I thought Bronte was a good character. But the reason why You was such a terrible season is because of the ending. The first couple of episodes were actually pretty good. It was basically like the end of season 4 of Stranger Things. That was the beginning of season 5 of You. It was like, oh my god, this is going to be so good. And then they just completely killed it. Because Bronte was a good character, it's just how they brung Joe Goldberg down. A bunch of Redditors brung down this really intelligent serial killer that killed a bunch of millionaires and got away with it. Now he just gets brung down by a couple of Redditors. And on top of all that, he gets some silly jail time. And then he gets shot in the dick. It's just that season was kind of a mess towards the end, and it really didn't give him the ending he deserved. In reality, he deserved to, go out. And then we have Dexter season 8. Bro, Dexter season 8 is literally the what not to do class, because Dexter's the kind of show where the ending matters more than almost any other show. No, don't get me wrong, Dexter is an amazing show. I actually really liked seasons 1 to 7. They were absolutely absolute peak. I know a lot of people say, actually seasons 1 to 4 were the best, and then after that it fell off, but I actually really like Jordan Chase. I really like Isaac Serco. I think seasons 1 to 7 were really good, but the way they ended this character, well, they didn't actually end this character, they actually made him leave. He actually somehow survived a tornado blast, and then he just became this guy who chucks wood for a living. An unpopular opinion, but Dexter New Blood was actually a really, and I mean really good season, and actually ended the character off perfectly, because now he finally understands all his consequences. He's like, damn, I'm actually a terrible person. I put my family through so much pain, and it had this insane domino effect that my, son has to bear for the rest of his entire life. So yeah, please, son, end me. I need to be ended, because I, Dexter, know that I can't even trust myself. If you don't take me out, I will start taking out other people. It's just inevitable. So yeah, Dexter New Blood was actually really good. And I think streaming platforms made this problem worse too, because seasons are now shorter, and instead of a show evolving naturally over time, it just now feels like it's being engineered around moments. Also, just nostalgia slop, that's something that's huge nowadays. Everybody loves that. And also, can we just talk about how modern finales are just terrified? I mean, they're terrified. It's like they saw the boogeyman of consequences. They hate that. Consequences is what makes the show beautiful. You need character death. You need your characters to be punished for things that they can't just get away with in the real world. Just make the show more grounded, even though Stranger Things and all these other shows aren't really that grounded in reality. I mean, they kind of are, but you know what I mean. It's still fiction at the end of the day. But modern TV shows just love leaving doors open. After Dexter New Blood, wait, Dexter's now alive. Wait, after 11 died, actually turns out that 11 actually might be alive. Wait, Joe Goldberg was actually about to die by Bronte? Wait, psych, he didn't die, he actually got jail time. So what would we even do to fix this? Honestly, more shows need to treat finales like the whole point. Like the ending should be planned from the beginning. Like it's not just a, we'll figure it out later, because that's exactly what Stranger Things did, and look how that panned out. And oh my god, this is such a huge one too. More shows need the courage to end while they're still great, because a lot of finales suck because the show should have ended a season earlier. This is a common mistake I always see, and it always eats me. It's like, bro, come on, you could have ended right there. It would have cemented the show as one of the best shows, but then you just killed it, and now people are going to talk about it for the rest of their lives. And look, I'm not saying it's impossible to end a show the right way, because Breaking Bad is literally the blueprint for how to do this correctly. That show knew exactly what it was, it knew exactly where it was going, and it never overstayed its welcome. You can kind of feel that the writers had a finish line in mind the whole time, so every season builds naturally toward the ending instead of just dragging the story out just because it's popular. And when it came time to wrap it up, they actually pulled the plug at the perfect moment. Not too early, and definitely not too late. Yes, they had a spin-off, Better Call Saul, but Better Call Saul was a deserved spin-off because that show is arguably better than the main show, Breaking Bad. So yeah, there was no rushing with this show at all, and it absolutely had peak writing, and the finale was mwah. So yeah, but when shows get really popular, popularity kind of feels like a drug, because it tells you keep going even when the story is whispering, hey, I think we should end it here. And that's what we should do. End it here.